ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Al-Farghani series here on the Lord Master channel. And, well, the Red Vağpūr himself, Gurak III the Great, just like Alexander III the Great, except the only difference is that he never tried to conquer the known world. No, what we're doing is conquering the hearts and minds of money. I don't know, I just kind of lost words at that, but anyways, we've realized what we decided to become in this playthrough as of late, and that is that we might as well just be a trade empire. I mean, you have the Trans-Saharan trade, you've got the maritime Silk Route, and a tiny little bit of the Silk Road itself, even though we have no intentions to expand further northwards, even if we want to go back to our ancestral home of Farghana. Not my intent for this series, because we're too African oriented because of our dynasty legacies related to the Trans-Saharan trade. And I'm sure in future that soon we gotta go for this next part of the maritime trade legacies. Which I forget what the second one is. I think it's cosmopolitan ports. But look at our income, our monthly income. Never before we ever had this much. Which means I could afford anything, such as the size of the armies at the max. Let's up it up too. We go from stylish fashion to haute couture fashion. So you could say that this court is considered a stylistic adventure. Servants dress like the other realms' rulers, and their liege will be immortally known for their dress sense. So this further ups the monthly prestige of it, as well as the court grandeur bonus. And courtiers and guests will get prestige up too, as compared to the other ones. From lavish food to exotic food. This helps with the disease resistance of a small health boost for the owner and the guests and courtiers as well, furthering up the stress loss for them. Servants are sent to foreign lands and return with bountiful exotic foods. There is no culinary delight which hasn't passed through these halls. And from spacious lodgings to, let me see the difference of grand lodgings. I'm looking at the owner versus completed inspiration quality is a good chance for improvement for courtiers and guests. So, guests are most likely to stay longer, and they'll be more accepted to join my schemes as court as an agent for whatever it needs. Guests know they can request any luxuries within their lodgings. Any book for their study, any late night drink for rooms are attended at every hour. And we'll go from many servants to endless servants. This further improves the personal hostile scheme power for all of these. So now, this court has more servants than anyone knows what to do with. It takes a concerted effort to do the simplest task about servants requested to undertake it for you. So it goes from 15 a month to 20 a month at this cost. So it will be at the max. Yes. It will reach the maximum baseline in 15 months. Because we can afford it. But keep well in mind, I'm 60 years old and I am not going to be around for long. But hey, at least you have some health resistance. Should there ever be disease resistance, I should say, for the health boost. If I ever get sick from whatever, but it's still gonna kill me no matter what. If I ever become ill of anything, not even the medicine focus could save me now. But before my life ends, I would love to be a living legend. which we can afford that. Save the network of Trans-Saharan merchants for my son. But I'll tell you what I could do. First, renovate the local Nilometers here. You'll get 100 prestige for this, for starters. Since the days of the pharaohs, Nilometers have been an essential part of society along the Nile Valley for centuries. These structures help us measure how high the Nile flood is, and this knowledge could mean the difference between prosperity on one hand and chaos on the other. As such, I have ordered that several Nilometers in the territories I rule be renovated and repaired so they can remain reliable and accurate. Others can be built as necessary as well. And that's just for starters. Anything else? Well, work off a bit of stress. As I've finished yet another lap around my castle, I can already feel my worries dripping off me together with the sweat. Some people say I run from my problems, but I say run towards solutions. Another lap, just to keep it balanced. I may do that. It will cost me prestige, but I will gain some in return. Introduce a new fashion to court. Yeah. Okay, that's a little much. Maybe save it up a little, and then I will do so. Yes. But save the whole court decision for my son. Don't forget to continue to improve on all other things that haven't been constructed yet. So do. Oh, look at me. Since I mentioned introducing new fashion to the court, look at me. Look what I'm wearing. Huh. Still keep my red headdress. Now start saving up money a little. And also, I am possibly doing this consideration, and it sounds like a far-fetched plan when you think about it. And that is, if I remain alive for the rest of this year, as we make a lot more gold. And that is to invade the kingdom of Sin. That strange sensation comes to me again all of a sudden. I feel as if somewhere, someone just said something unflattering about me. What I mean is, invade the Sultanate of Sindh. This will not be part of the Al-Farghani Empire, but it will be part of the Sogdian sphere of influence, in a sense of let's install an Egypto-Sogdian ruler onto Sindh, and it has to be my dynasty, which will further increase the renown gain. Because the benefits it brings, as you could see there. Need to spread it outwards. Every little bit of development. Because the imperial capital of Marrakesh is to be a great and grand place one day. What is? If only you were to give me that. Since I'm going to be living it from now on. And Sejamasa is no longer my priority. Let's hold an exotic feast. This could be the last feast of my life, but it'll be worth it. Collateral damage. I barely manage to sit down in my seat when I hear a hall emanating from Abdullah Tissi. It would seem he, Raz Mahmoud really got into it, as TC is receiving a proper manhandling from him. Today I realized that martial dance paved its way straight to Salhila's shield. I motioned for my guard to separate the two, hissing and clawing at each other. A duel's presented in front of me, all while throwing blame on one another for starting a fight. Oh, these are just two mares. No give a damn. I'll just say, how could you? So they get to pay me money for those damages. The pleading gaze I receive from Vassal Tugai is taking on a desperate tone. A group of guests are approaching the corner he's had all evening, and the walls are hindering his escape. To think in a Zate would act such a way. Get away from me. I'll distract the converging guests. As if I really need a hook. With everyone headed home with bellies full of exotic delicacies, I'm proud to say that the feast was a success. But my wife will not think much success. Feel nothing but gratitude as she see the last few guests home. Till next time, I'm an eager reveler now. Move the rally point to Hormuz. Stop right there. Well, this is going to be their last stand of the Ibadi Imamate. I'm definitely gonna do this. Use the invade kingdom castles, will I? We are to take Sindhu. This entire area there. The purpose for that is to, this will not be part of the Al-Farghani Vağpūr, but once we do conquer it, we will install a ruler, one of my kin, to rule the area, and this will further have a big renown boost, a renown gain for this, knowing I'm the only independent nation that is run by our dynasty. So, let's go for it. This will take 3 months to assemble. We still gain a lot of money for this. Daughter-in-law. I'll tell you what. Despite the fact that you've been disinherited, you'll be the one to be granted that title over there when we conquer it. You shall be the one. Wait a minute, the Abbasids joined? I must have missed that. Oh, I made a big mistake. No chance. No chance at all. I did not realize that. Haha! Living legend. We might as well go straight for the capital. All of you. We've committed all of our forces there. Getting rid of that old armor. My goodness. Every single known to man. We'd be spending a fortune for this. You know, this would be an excellent chance for them to start a crusade against the Abbasids, and I can't be bothered. There ain't no way I'm sending those mercenaries to defend the homeland, because they're going to want to come over here. It's well fortified, but we'll be bringing our siege weapons soon. Formed another alliance from Gujarat Mandala. That's from within the realm. Actually, no, that's from Gujarat. Where the hell did... We lost sight of the Abbasid army. We don't know where they are. Well, whatever it is, you better finish that war swiftly. Because these are the areas you have to take. Take all of, let's see, Savira first. Devo, Minsura, Ranikot, Siwistan, Sunda. That's just for starters. We're probably linking up with the Abbasid army. What have we done? You better take the capital fast. Knowledge for the war score, but it's also for defenses whenever they get here. Oh, there's that big bad Abbasid army. They're about to land here. Hell. That's a mass of humanity we're seeing out there. And look, another army group of them landed there. We've taken the capital and captured one of their heirs. We could try to engage it, but it's too late to catch any of them. But they're looking up to the direction of Bakan. That's what I believe. They're going to link up in Bakan. But if we can get them starving out because they have too much, you know, of that supply limit. So taking control of the drylands where supply limits much higher. Check the development. This is the most developed territory, while others are slightly more developed than others. Again, our goal here is to take it over, not for the Al-Farghani Vajpuria, but we're installing one of my sons to be the ruler over there. Will be over there to rule by himself. If he wants to hybridize a culture or whatever, he can do so. Opponents recently disembarked. That's not going to make much of a difference. Army supplies running low. No. It would be better to take this area. This was highly fortified. This isn't. So, we need to take those areas swiftly before they assemble together, and then we'll be facing big problems. Hey! Catch them. Catch them out there before they have a chance to regroup. Just kill off some of them. This is the first time they're fighting against the Abbasids, and it's just downright insanity. Is my son in the army? No, sir. He doesn't have the prowess skills for it. Someone's asking you for recommendations for good reading. By coincidence, just yesterday I finished reading a wonderful book. I enjoyed it greatly and would recommend to a lot of people. Specifically, the story is a... It's a collection of amusing anecdotes concerning daily life. Recently read an amusing collection of slice of life stories. Humans have a desire for truth, or they have a desire to know what they know is the truth. In other words, what the truth is exactly second to that. Be careful what is the truth and what is lie. In other words, always doubt yourself. Harbor an inner devil as you read along, and I won't forget to add that. But by that point, you just might have already fallen into my trap. This is just for stewardship, simply for the sake of it. Being a man of stewardship, but hey, stress contributions. They are reinforcing right now. Defeating a pitched battle. Beating them in a pitched battle would be very, very beneficial to the war score. Now take the damn area. It's not going to give him any traits, but hey, every little bit helps. Don't feel too confident about this. Also, who's that other ally of his? Oh, he's from Kabulistan. That is a smaller realm. Inferior army. This shouldn't take long. Take over another territory, and then things will get easier, because we will be taking over some of the more fertile places of the land. Make it easier to split our armies to resupply, while they cannot, because they are amassing the sea of humanity out there again. Some of them are starting right now. But we'll be starting soon, so tell you what, engage them there, and then after we'll beat them, then we'll resupply. Split our armies, resupply. Get them! Ancient stone monument. A peasant did Sif Umara got lost recently while trekking near the wilderness. She came across a flat, vertical stone surface where the ancient rulers of the region carved various images and symbols. After she reported this to the authorities, I sent in people to investigate the inn. It appears that this stone might be the last remnants of an imposing ancient monument. The stone can't be reused, so it must stand where it is, perhaps for all eternity. Quite a sight to behold, isn't it? Oh, well, since I'm not running the army over there. Oh yeah, these two artifacts that we got after capturing his capitals, therefore through his court. I mean, I'm not involved in a war personally, but I will go examine a stone monument. Willing to throw my money into that. Yep, I travel to Persia while there's a big battle going on. Taking some time to travel to the the remote parts of Sefilmata where there's a great ancient stone monument. I was just curious and wondered what it's like. Upon arriving at the location, I walk up to the monument to examine it further. Though its shape is crude, it was clearly carved by human hands. It is also of impressive size. I could see why. The locals are unable to move it anywhere. One has to wonder how it got here in the first place. My scholarly instincts tell me to investigate this monument further. They just reinforced. They're throwing all of their bodies in here. We win. But should we kill more of them before we officially end the invasion to Sindh? It just pretty much tells you, yes, we can take on the Abbasids if we wanted to, but don't get too overconfident with that. It's not fully upgraded for all the military buildings that we personally have control in the domain. Don't get too overconfident for that. Don't forget about these. You don't have battlements? You're in high medieval, but yet you still don't have this? We'll spread our culture to that area in future. So I'll say, yeah, let's kill a few more of them. Since their movement is locked. You got yourselves into this. That got him. The invasion is complete. We'll be getting a lot of these. But the Sultana becomes my vassal, which is rather unfortunate. But I'll be getting this large plot of land, most of which I do not need, because my intent for this is was to install a Sogdian ruler there. A couple of them, in fact. But now we can't get him out of there because I have a truce of him. Nope. But maybe he chose not to convert and then doesn't convert. But give me a woman. This child's not created. You know about all of my disinherited sons? They're all gonna live over there. That's where I'm sending them all off to. Yes, sending them all off to Hindustan. Just to spread our dynasty a little. Even though they don't get the big title. It's possibly I might do the same thing for Gujarat in the far future. For future generations. Oh, my mistake. Where the hell is it? Savira, here. All this is yours, and 3 of the vassals will be transferred with the titles. So there. But we're going to decentralize that realm a little. I'm sending all of my other sons to there. They will all have lands to themselves. Nearly all of my disinherited children will be going to the... Yep. It feels like we just expelled all of my sons to Western India, even though the Indus area region is part of Pakistan today, but, you know, that's how it was then called. So Western India. OUT out! That includes the drunk too. There. Got it out of there. I mean, now there's a problem with that. I mean, it's like, yes, we're gonna grant this independence, but he's gonna need all those vassals back. Look, I'll grant you your vassals and grant you independence, and then in turn, it's gonna increase the renown for our dynasty for spreading, like adding one duke and a bunch of counts. No king, unfortunately. That was part of my plan all along. It's to spread the dynasty around. So, we'll grant all of the vassals back to the way it was. You live in Sindh, right? Okay. I think it's easier to find them. Just to say, hey, the ones that has the disinherited symbol, give it to him. This process is going to take a while. Just look for the ones with the disinherited symbol. Yeah, just making sure. Who else? Is it possible to click on it? Yes, there you go. Much easier. I don't know why you serve directly under me, whereas you should go back to him. I mean, did your part of... Yes. Okay. Hope you're happy with all this. I mean, probably not, but still. Although he's never going to convert before we get out of here. In fact, let me send you a little gift. It's almost like it's just a way of showing sorry, man. It's a 50-50. Even if I were to send him entertainers, it's still not going to be enough. Because I would like for him to convert the faith before we get out of there. Huh. Yeah, screw it. Send in the entertainers. Now, will you convert? If you don't, I understand. And then we'll grant you your independence. And thus increasing the renown gain due to spreading our dynasty to other places, which was our original intent in the first place, I keep telling you. Good. Now, we will leave. See, look at that. It helped. One duke, 6 counts. Every little bit works. You may never know I'll do that for, you know, areas like Gujarat. knowing I can't invade the kingdom anymore. That vassalizing an entire realm was one thing. But there's still other realms, even though mostly Jain ones in southern India. But they tend to have the righteous doctrine, not pluralist. Because you see, I mean, they don't do holy wars, but if they want to retake it back, that means they'll kick out of our faithful out of there, so that won't contribute much. That was our intent all along. It's just to increase the renown gain and all that. Gee, I wish I could do that for all other areas. Like I could do that to Crete if I want to. Put some Sogdian of ours in Crete. Might as well do that. We still got the manpower for it. Ain't nobody gonna hurt him. Byzantium hasn't bothered retaking it back. They never made any attempts of that though, so I don't know what's their problem. They seem to content to fight in the Balkans. But I'm willing to take over Crete, install another son of mine into that area, and and then we'll have another one of my disinherited sons just rule Crete as an independent nation. Me and my big ideas. Might as well. Put it here. And done. Well, actually, you know, it takes 3 months to assemble, so probably in Egypt, just to be safe. Assemble in Egypt and then so all the way to Crete and then bang. Let's do it. You and your insane ideas. Good timing. Let me see. Armor inspiration. I already got the best armor, so there's no need for another. Would make a good wife for me. That's what you think. Appointment up and state focus. If you have another mental breakdown soon after this, you know what to do. Anyways, let me see. Anything else I could do to improve? What's going on? Oh, it's blocked. Recent war, I assume. I will admit my negligence to these areas. There's a lot more open ground, so farms and fields there'd be the order of the day. Thank goodness they're drylands. Thank goodness that I'm an architect that can make things happen. Better Army Commander, more reinforcements on the way. We're dogpiling on this. Varangian Guard? Seriously? Varangian Guard? It is indeed. Just use the mass of humanity to get him. There's the leader. Midraria. Today I'm inspecting the Midraria, the old main canal that flows directly Sijamasi. At the end of the canal is a sizable oasis with the same name. Anyhow, this canal has been an important source of water used for a variety of purposes, such as irrigating nearby agriculture for centuries. As I listened carefully, as some of the specialists in charge of maintaining the canal explained some of the current issues, assured the canal remains in good condition. Apparently, they are worried about the state of the canal in the next few years, and are requesting that I provide some additional resources, more than already advocated, to assist with the canal's continued operation. Oh, hell. Very well, you shall have those resources. Put them to good use. We got them. All you need is one battle. We'll seize all the territories. The land is... I was about to say is mine. No. It's gonna go to my son. He's the last disinherited son of mine. You get to have both sides of that island, just to keep it strong. Now, please wait 1 month. And then, you shall have it. The Forlorn Watchman. Whispers of a ghost in Samara reach my court. Many sightings have been reported along the cliffs by several coastal villages, and the stories are mostly consistent with each other. Every evening, a faint trace of the ghost appears and stands looking at the sea, gazing into the waters for a few hours before disappearing. The ghost is not malevolent at all. When approached, merely points in an almost dreamlike manner, I should say, towards something which no one can see nor understand before disappearing. Furthermore, a few villagers even claim that the ghost has silently guided a wayward child to safety. Anyways, the ghost has been nicknamed the Forlorn Watchman by locals. Some question his existence, but who am I to say if such sightings are genuine or not? What a ghost story. Recently told an eerie story. There are many strange things out there. One doesn't always need to go beyond the frontiers of civilization to find them, for the strange can be found anywhere. And for the Forlorn Watchman over there. Yeah, it's for development and control. Growth. Keep waiting. Wait for your next monthly patron. Couldn't afford to create Crete for yourself, huh? Well, let me help you with that. Here. And we'll grant you your independence. I'm not near deaf, but you better get rid of that stress right away. Double damn. Get me the gold. I heard your plea for gold, and the Sabi of you will answer your call. Allah smiles upon me. Okay, excellent. I just need to knock this down, alright? Gotta go hunting. Yeah, so I don't get the much more worse health penalty. And I'll be sure to repay the loan once we make it all back, which will be no time. And again, we did this for the Renown game. Now you got 2 dukes. 2 duke tier rulers. Rampaging heart. Just as my vassal Gran Alama, Magnak, and I crest the hill, we hear snapping of twigs, rustle of branches, birds screaming in fright. They are heralds of its Nazi ground. A massive heart heading straight for us. I still got very good prowess. Its path ends here, with me. 77% chance that I slay a hunting beast. 22% chance I'll get wounded. No way I'm gonna get killed. Slay the beast. Ha. I'm a novice hunter. Now we gotta repay that loan. Send back the money. Sardinia would be the next good place to get it, but you know it's right next to the, the Stata Pontifex, which that makes it a no-go area. Oh, it's not mine because that color looked similar. That kind of threw me off a little. No contact. Who owns the Maldives? It's too far away. Yeah, if only we had a little more diplomatic range, we would love to invade that area and, have the islands, for keeps. Since we've defeated, the Abbasids with ease, imagine what we could do against Byzantium. If in the far future that we could just invade Sicily and install the Kingdom of Sicily for the Sogdian and all that, but again, I just want to spread my dynasty to all the other places, even if it means little to me. But still. I lived a full life. Very full. Ah, yes. I forgot all the prisoners that we took. For those that cared, you can go. Devotion. Oh, I know what to do next. I know what to do next. I just need to start saving up some gold for this. Which will only take a few months anyway. I know exactly what to do. And this is going to be one of my last duties, hopefully. If time allows. Never been that much of a faithful man, but you're never too old to go on to a Hajj. You should do that. First time in a long time you should go to a Hajj. Where is it? Undertake a Hajj. Ah! That's a lot! all because of my income. Promising business deals. The work I've done building up relations with the local Middle Eastern community have paid off. They've recently agreed to partner with me in a number of advantageous business deals. Through their networks on the Silk Road, we will surely together earn a great profit. The silk must flow, and spices and slaves too. Horses, all trade goods really. Because I'm currently reinforcing relations with the Middle Eastern community, quality is goods likely better than you're gotten from the other communities. Major Silk Road business deal. So this character recently concluded a business deal with a local community of foreign origin along the Silk Road. By Silk Road, you mean, well, whichever trade route you want to interpret, because it applies to all the way to Marrakesh as well. The Trans-Saharan Silk Road thingy. Overstaying their welcome. My court's become renowned for the luxurious level of hospitality on offer, and guests often prove useful. On occasion, however, we do get reluctant guests at court, whose purpose is unclear and whose presence is an unnecessary drain on my treasury. One such hanger-on is Imamada, who's been here for some time as a guest of Sultan Abdul Latif, who seems to eat enough for 12. The man is eating me out of the house and home. Something must be done. I know a perfect job for him. You be the jester. Jester. Okay, in 2 months, go on the Hajj, knowing how expensive it is. It'd be a shame that I pass before I go to the... My spouse is a patron of theologians. Good to know. Grandson Guruk is captured. Oh. Internal conflict. Somebody wants something, huh? What's going on over there? Well, it doesn't matter now. They're getting parts of the lands that they want. Yeah, it wants it back. Thank you very much. Now, to the Hajj. Time's come for me to undertake the pilgrimage to Mecca. It's been commanded to me, as for all Muslims, to show my submission to Allah. This is the first time since... Keep going. Since Duke Khosrow the Stumbler. Long time ago. Since there was somebody in our dynasty that's ever performed the Hajj. And I'll be the first. I've waited this for my entire life. This will be an exceptionally long pilgrimage. As I prepare for my journey, I know that I'll travel safely under the protection of Allah. I will be gone for a long time. I can only pray God watches over my realm as well. It's time to depart. Love thy neighbor. Among my fellow pilgrims, there is a man who preaches compassion and fellowship until it reaches the topic of heathens. One evening around a campfire, he loudly declares them to be abominable monsters in the eyes of Allah, deviants and child murderers all. Most people avert their eyes when he looks at them. Tonight I was not agreed. Do you not agree, O Vağpūr? Because of our cultural traditions and the name of the Marbot faith, I'll say they're not all that bad. Plus, there's a lot of Sunnis in here, so we get a bit more income out of this from my Sunni vassals that still remain. Always take the monetary option. every week that passes, my fellowship grows ever smaller. Some have gone as far as they can before the need of return home overtakes them. Others met with less fortunate ends. Most worrying is the fact that my group of personal guards is thinning out at an alarming rate. That fact alone shows what a treacherous journey this can be. All I need is the protection of Allah. That's all you need. 12.5. 3 dukes. I mean, I know I have Crete, and there's 2 others around here. Oh, I think I know what he did. Yeah, we still have this. And, no, not at that culture, but it all counts. It's like, yes, I know. Let me see, is there a way to... It's like, I know there's other cadet branches out there. Isn't there someone that's also ruling in another part of the world that I'm not aware of? I don't know. But keep in mind, this only works if it's outside of your realm. Outside of your country. That's how you get the number of dukes and counts up. After my long journey, I arrived at Mecca, ready to complete the Hajj. I walked 7 times around the Kaaba, touching the black stone in each circuit. I prayed at the place of Abraham, drank from the water of Zamzam well, walked between the Safa and the Marwa 7 times, and sacrificed to Allah. The next rite I must complete is to cut my hair. Traditionally, men shave it all off, but the dispensation is occasionally granted to cut off only part. Women are restricted to just a lock. Shave it all off then. The Tawaf al-Wada. The end of this year's Hajj draws near. After 2 days of Rami al-Jamarat, or the stoning of the devil, I am ready to complete the final ritual of the Tawaf al-Wada and say farewell to Mecca. May I see your walls once again. Now my life is complete. Now I can pass away peacefully whenever that time comes. My journey's been a long one, but I've finally come home again. While much remains the same, something has changed in how the Imams and Ulamas treat me. I've undergone a journey of a holy man, and it insisted that something has changed about me, or I can see it myself or not. But still, it's good to be home. 14 months. Oh, just try to live 14 months. High petition would be excellent in a long run. And also exposed to scutage. Or scutage. I believe it's scutage. But that's for feudal. Clan doesn't matter. Especially that I'm using the Muslim Enhancements mod where clan contracts are not a thing. Even though they added that back in the Fate of Iberia thing. The Fate of Iberia update. DLC thing. And so that's not a thing here in this playthrough, so I'm sure you probably already noticed that if you've been watching this series for long. It kind of makes me think. Realizing we can defeat the Abbasids in a big fight, but we got lucky because despite their massive humanity, as we mentioned before, that They just came in with low supplies. So that was a mistake. Because I would love to expand a little more of Persia and install a Sogdian ruler in Persia. Or even go for Makran or Khorasan, either of these two. My efforts to improve my relationship with the local Middle East community are bearing fruit. By listening to their concerns and working together to improve local conditions, they have in return helped me to find ways to bring in resources from near and far for infrastructure projects, and their leaders are often ready to support me to quell any sign of discontent from their brethren. Together, we make this land better, stronger, and more prosperous. So in Marrakesh, we got a major infrastructure aid. Yes, sir. That reminds me. Before I pass, finish your projects. Anything that has to do with anything. I don't know what's more valuable. Done and done. Oh dear, I'm just stretching. Oh, get up, you idiot. Still there? My main concern is, will I lose Socotra and this area there? Because they are far separated from the borders and they're under personal control of the domain. Again with them with their extra taxes. It's a matter of them. I would never do that. But I still vow that we will retake it, but I'd rather wait for the son that he'll have the honor to finish connecting the coast. And as well as all the other duties that will benefit him. Still live out there, huh? I totally forgot about that island. Regarding the island of Timber. You know, they said something about in the high medieval era. 4 months. Just live 4 more months. That I recall, it's either this, I think it's urbanization. It's one of those two things that involves, you know, exploiting the resources of Madeira there. Ah, finally. So as a reminder, people, we are Vista patricians and we are still intending to continue with the maritime trade. Silk Road is too late at this point because we're, which I've mentioned before, despite all these benefits that it'll bring for this area there, but we've made our attempts. So we will go for cosmopolitan ports. Different opinions of cultures and faiths will go up a lot more. And also increases the chances of the Moravian pirate courtiers spawn at Socotra. And those courtiers can now spawn in non-Socotran courts in the western Indian Ocean. Even though I don't live there. Unlocks the character interaction to present skilled Silk Road entertainers to other rulers. If you happen to live over there, of course. Now before we exit out of the screen, since we can't go back to it, this is a reminder for you people. Next time, when we get all this up again, We gotta go for the spice must flow, which will take more than once in a lifetime to build an Indian Ocean pirate den if none exists in the territory through a special decision. Collaborate with Indian Ocean pirates. Stewardship per level of fame, that's a must-have. And then there's distant shores for diplomacy at the level of fame. And more diplomatic range, which will give you more contacts in India over there. And also, character modifiers from the decision to reinforce relations with local communities last twice as long. So that will make up for not taking this. Because I am not going for that. Instead, I'm going for these. And then finally, you unlock the final building chain of the Indian Ocean Pirate Den building chain. We're sticking with the maritime Silk Route. And if I want to get it quickly, be sure to spread the dynasty in all other places. Even if we have to go down to the Sahara and put members of my dynasty over there. Doesn't matter who. Son, brother, kinsman, anyone. As long as it's got the name Al-Farghani on it. And children's children. Do not forget about the children's children. Heraldry. Quick! No, not that. Although I would like to if we have a more effective ruler. Change to high partition. So now, this is the difference. The player there will always inherit at least half of the late ruler's titles. Even though we're still doing a whole disinheriting thing. House seniority, they won't like that because I do not have crown authority for that. But we could definitely do that for high partition. So under high partition succession, the lion's share of titles will go to the player heir, the rest will be divided between the children. So this one's more palpable. And if you wanted to change it to no preference, you gotta have a higher crown authority, which we kind of do these days. We already. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's correct. Plus, vassal levy contribution goes up, but not the feudal vassal. No. But clan government vassal provide at least 15% of the levies and 5% of the income. I would like it for even. And on continent, like, what if there was going to be a day that somebody down the line's got nothing but daughters? So we shall do it. Male rulers can have concubines or multiple spouses if the faith has the concubines or polygamous doctrine. I mean, it's still male preference. I mean, they still take precedence over women, but. But still, should there ever be a day that there would be a female ruler in the Vağpūr, then that'd be historic. And that was his last act. The changing of the laws of high partition and male preference rather than strictly male only. So finally, Vağpūr Gurak III of the Al-Farghani Vağpūr have left the Trans-Saharan house at the call of the True One at 64 years of age. He died of old age, known to be an exceptional strategist, He spent his many days examining fields and drilling of his troops, not to mention built many great buildings. He created an economic powerhouse that no one would dare rival except maybe the Abbasids. Now, Vağpūr Gurak IV ascends the throne. Being a man willing to wait for a plan to come together, many will expect great change to come to the realm, but slowly. So, for the old man, he was a living legend, but a devoted servant. A gallant architect that he was, fought in 7 offensive wars. We never had an internal crisis in our life, but of course that may change. So, he is the breadwinner. Now at 31 years of age. Oh, you see that player there? Half sister. So yes, women can inherit if there are no eligible males. That's one of these significant changes. Some would think, have we gone progressive? Others would say otherwise. But for me it's more of a, well, you know. So, Gurak IV. He is humble, patient, and content. So that makes him, well, the nicest man. I mean, he doesn't have the compassion trait, otherwise he would be the nicest ruler ever met. But he's likely to be, well, he's virtuous is what we know. So the vassals will respect him a little more. Yes, indeed. Let me see. Opinion of vassals plus 10. That's plus 15. And 10 plus 10. So that's 25. Well then. Now we have a man who can, which the vassals can definitely respect. That's only if you can get that domain limit down. And of course there are those that do not like content people, which we aim to please. And we have the goal to support it, even though it's not as much because of the domain limit with the 6 recently acquired holdings, but well, we aim to change that. And I will be sure to hold a court and all the other activities. Yeah, we do have it all up. Yep, all the artifact spaces are filled. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, we will conclude this episode. We're cutting it a bit short here. But the real question is, do I still hold Socotra and Hormuz? Yes, you do. They did not leave. I mean, if you were to appoint a vassal to there, then, and upon succession, they would leave. Which would be no good to nobody. Well, what's good right now is you're spreading your dynasty to other places now. But as long as they're outside of the realm, that would be grand. So yeah, you just turned 31 earlier. And, well, what do you know? August 14th. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, before I get this off, the day of this recording was on August 14th. So, it's 4th of October now. He was, of course, his guest. Direct vassal opinion up a little more, at least temporarily. His diplomacy is average, but that could soon become poor in the meantime. And if things don't go his way, then half-sister will take over, who's not only his half-sister, but also his best friend. Wow. How do you like that? Illegitimate. But this, we do not want this, but we figured it's about time. So obviously, you gotta start looking for a spouse who, and plus he knows all the people's local languages, another reason why I said they will respect him more. So, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed this episode. And era of prosperity will continue. In fact, this was a build-up to the era of prosperity. Now, if he could keep this country together, then this latter part of this century will be the golden age. And we'll see what our next fascination will be, and among other things. And possibly expand the dynasty elsewhere. We're not expanding our borders, but rather expanding our dynasty's presence to other areas, so we can, you know, get to this much faster. Now you got the open legacy screen, finally. There you go, now we can see that. So that'll be good. So we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.